Most men are clueless about female nature, and that ignorance is ruining their lives. You think being the nice guy gets you love. You think texting back fast, being emotionally available 24/7, and listening without judgment makes you a real man. It doesn't. It makes you disposable. While you're out here trying to impress her, she's testing you. While you're being predictable and polite, she's watching you crumble under pressure and losing respect by the second. Here's the cold truth. Women have weaknesses, deep, instinctive vulnerabilities they'll never admit, and they'll never tell you. Not because they're evil, but because if you knew them, you'd stop being so easy to control. This video isn't about manipulation. It's about power. Not power over women, power over yourself. If you've ever been ghosted, cheated on, used, or strung along, you weren't just unlucky. You were untrained. You didn't see the patterns. You didn't understand the rules, and you paid the price. You've been lied to by teachers, media, your mom, and every soft voice saying, just be nice and the right girl will come. No, she won't. Women will never expose their weak spots, but they exploit yours every day. It's time to wake up. Hidden weakness. 1. They crave male leadership but will never admit it. Here's what no woman will ever tell you, but every man must understand. Women crave male leadership, not in theory, not when it's convenient, all the time. They'll scream equality in public, post about being strong and independent, and say they don't need a man. But behind closed doors, when the real emotions come out, they're dying for you to take the lead. Because deep down, in her biology, in her psychology, in her core, she wants a man who leads with strength, not a boy who asks for instructions. That's not misogyny. That's evolution. Indecisive, passive men turn women off faster than anything else. You know that guy who keeps asking, where do you want to eat? Is this okay with you? Do you mind if I? Yeah, that guy gets friend-zoned. That guy gets walked on. That guy gets replaced. Fast. Because here's what she's really thinking, even if she'll never say it. If I have to lead, why do I need you? Masculine leadership isn't about control. It's not about being a tyrant. It's about direction, certainty, presence. Women want to feel that you've got it handled, that you're calm under pressure, that you can take charge without hesitation, that you don't crumble when she pushes back, because she will test you every time. If you fold, she loses respect. If you lead, she follows naturally. Action steps. 1. Make decisions quickly. Stop overthinking. Whether it's dinner plans or life choices, make the call. Even if it's wrong, you'll gain more respect from decisive action than from sitting on your hands. 2. Take the lead in plans. Stop asking her to plan the date. You pick the place. You pick the time. You tell her when to be ready. If she has a better idea, she'll say so. But 90% of the time, she's waiting to see if you'll step up. 3. Stop asking for permission. Own your frame. You don't need her approval to be who you are. Lead with confidence. Speak with clarity. Move with intention. Be the man who walks into a room and knows who he is. That energy, it's irresistible. Because at the end of the day, if you don't lead, she'll either lead you or leave you. Hidden weakness. 2. They test you, constantly to feel safe. Let's kill the fantasy right now. Women don't test you because they're crazy. They test you because they need to know if you're solid. It's not random. It's not personal. It's survival. When a woman tests you, throws a little attitude, pushes your buttons, questions your value, It's not because she's trying to ruin your day. It's because she's trying to see what kind of man you really are. Her biology is hardwired to seek strength, and if she senses weakness, emotional fragility, insecurity, the need for her approval, her attraction dies instantly. This is what guys don't get. Every sarcastic comment, every "are you really wearing that?" every moment she tries to push you off your center, it's a test. And if you react emotionally, try to over-explain, get defensive, or worse, start apologizing for who you are, you fail. And when you fail, you lose her respect. No respect, no attraction, game over. Because here's her hidden weakness. She feels safest when you're unshakable. Not when you agree with everything she says, not when you validate her every mood, but when you stay calm, grounded, and unfazed, even when she's throwing fire at you. Action steps. 1. Never explain yourself too much. A man who constantly justifies his choices looks weak. Say what you mean what you say, and move forward. You're not on trial. You're leading. You don't need a PowerPoint presentation to stand on your principles. 2. Stay grounded under pressure. She raises her voice. You lower yours. She gets emotional. You get composed. Don't mirror her chaos. Anchor her storm. You're the rock, not the wave. 3. Use humor, not validation. Stop begging for approval. When she tests you, laugh it off. Tease her. Flip the script. Not to disrespect her, but to show her that you don't fold under pressure. Confidence under fire is one of the most masculine traits you can display. Remember this. If she's not testing you, she's not interested. But if you keep failing those tests, she won't be interested for long. Pass the test, and she'll follow your lead without hesitation. Hidden weakness. 3. Validation is their drug. Don't be the dealer. Here's the truth. No one wants to say out loud, validation is a drug, and most modern women are addicts. They crave it like oxygen, from likes, from comments, from stares, from compliments. And if you're the guy handing it out like candy, you're not special, you're supply. See, women thrive on attention. It fuels their self-worth, their mood, their sense of value in the sexual marketplace. And with Instagram, TikTok, dating apps, it's like they've got a 24/7 dopamine IV drip plugged into their ego. Every time you comment gorgeous under her post, every time you blow up her phone when she's cold, every time you try to win her over with endless compliments, you're not building attraction, you're killing it. Because here's her hidden weakness. She needs validation to feel powerful. But the man she truly desires is the one who's not impressed, the one who doesn't chase, the one who makes her earn his attention, because his attention actually means something. You want to be desired? Stop being predictable. Stop being emotionally available on demand. And for the love of everything masculine, stop rewarding bad behavior with praise. Action. Steps. 1. Limit compliments. The more you give, the less they're worth. You think you're building connection, but you're just getting thrown in the pile with every other guy blowing up her DMs. Instead, make your validation rare and real. Only compliment when it's earned, not because you're trying to get a reaction. 2. Focus on your mission, not her mood. If you're constantly adjusting yourself to keep her happy, you've already lost. Women don't want to be the center of your universe. They want to orbit around a man who's building something bigger than them. Live for purpose, not for approval. 3. Detach from the outcome. Stop trying to win her. You don't chase validation. You don't beg for attention. You offer value, and if she doesn't see it, you move on. No hard feelings, just high standards, because in the end, if validation is her drug, you either become her supplier or her challenge. And trust me, she chases the challenge every single time. Hidden weakness. 4. Emotional chaos is their default state. You ever wonder why conversations with women can shift so fast? She's sweet 1 minute, cold the next, loving in the morning, distant by dinner. You think something's wrong? No, man. That is the default. Here's the hidden truth. Women live in emotional waves. They feel everything. They overanalyze. They shift with their mood, their hormones, their environment, and sometimes with no logical trigger at all. And guess what? That's not your cue to start surfing the chaos. That's your cue to be the rock. She doesn't need another emotional mess. She needs a grounded man. Because here's her weakness. She respects the man who doesn't flinch when her emotions spike. But most guys, they fold. They try to fix her feelings. They walk on eggshells, ask what's wrong 15 times, or worse, they match her mood. Now you've got two emotional wrecks arguing about something that doesn't even matter. You lose composure, you lose control, and when you lose control, she loses trust. Because if you can't handle her emotions, how are you going to handle the world? Action steps. 1. Stay stoic and rational. She's emotional. You stay logical, not cold, not robotic, just stable, calm, unaffected. You don't argue in circles. You don't react. You respond with clarity, with control, with purpose. 2. Never mirror her chaos. She raises her voice. You lower yours. She panics. You stay composed. You don't get pulled into the storm. You anchor the ship. Your calmness is power. It tells her, no matter how wild things get, I've got this. 3. Lead the emotional tone of the room. Your energy sets the vibe. If you bring calm, the room follows. If you bring grounded presence, she softens. She may resist at first, but deep down, she wants to be led into stability. And she can't follow you if you're not grounded yourself. If you can't manage your emotions, you'll never manage hers. She doesn't need emotional twins. She needs a masculine anchor who doesn't get pulled under every wave. Be the rock or be replaced. Hidden weakness. They respect men who set boundaries and walk away. Let's make something clear right now. A woman will test your boundaries, not because she's evil, but because she needs to know where you stand. She needs to know if you're a man of conviction or a man of convenience. And here's the hard truth. If you don't draw the line, she'll cross it. If you don't enforce your standards, she'll push further. And if you tolerate disrespect, she will lose respect. Fast. You think walking away means you're weak? Number. It's the ultimate display of strength. Because here's her hidden weakness. She can't help but admire the man who won't tolerate bullshit. The man who knows what he stands for and won't compromise, even if it means losing her. Too many guys talk about boundaries, but never act on them. They say, "Don't talk to me like that," but stay when she crosses the line. They say, "I won't deal with drama," but stick around begging for her to calm down. That's not a boundary. That's empty noise. And women, they see through it instantly. Action steps. 1. Enforce standards with action, not words. Words mean nothing without follow-through. If she disrespects you, don't lecture. Act. If she flirts with another guy in front of you, you don't argue. You walk. If she mocks your ambition, your values, your masculinity, cut off access. You teach people how to treat you based on what you tolerate. 2. Walk away when disrespected. It doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Just leave. Go silent. Cut contact. Your absence is more powerful than any speech you could ever give. Walking away isn't weakness. It's discipline. It says, I value myself more than I value your approval. 3. Never negotiate your self-respect. You don't compromise on basic respect. You don't beg for her to see your worth. You don't lower your standards because you're afraid to lose her. If she's not meeting the standard, she's not the one. Simple. At the end of the day, the man who can walk away holds all the power, because the second she realizes she can't control you, she starts respecting you. And that respect, it's the foundation of real desire. Hidden weakness. They're attracted to status, even if they say otherwise. Let's cut through the feel-good nonsense. Women are obsessed with status, not always consciously, but biologically, it's hardwired. You've heard the lies before. I don't care about money. I just want a nice guy. It's about personality. Yeah? Then why is the guy with zero edge, no ambition, and average everything sitting alone while she chases the man who's wanted by others? Because here's the hidden truth. Women subconsciously rank men. They size you up without even realizing it. Your posture, your tone, your energy, your results. They're constantly scanning for one thing. Is this man high value or not? And no, status isn't just money. It's how the world reacts to you, how you carry yourself, how you speak, what you've built, what you signal when you walk into a room. Her weakness? She's magnetically drawn to men who operate on a higher level, men who don't explain themselves, men who don't chase, beg, or compete, men who are already winning, with or without her. Action steps. 1. Build your skills, your body, your reputation. Mastery creates status. Whether it's business, your craft, your physique, become undeniable. If you're still living like a boy with untapped potential, she sees it, and she moves on. Women don't chase potential, they chase proof. 2. Move with purpose and certainty. Nothing screams low value like hesitation. Every step you take, every decision you make, do it with clarity. You don't need to be loud. You just need to move like a man who knows where he's going. Uncertainty kills attraction. Purpose? It creates gravity. 3. Speak like a man who doesn't chase. No neediness, no over-explaining, no soft tone, trying to win her over. You speak with conviction, with strength, and with zero concern about her reaction. You're not selling yourself. You're living your standard. And if she wants in, she rises to it. She might never say it, but she's always watching. What do other people say about you? How do you handle pressure? What have you built? Because deep down, her instincts are screaming, find the highest value man possible. Be that man, or be forgotten. Hidden weakness. 7. They follow your energy, not your words. Here's a brutal truth most men never grasp. She doesn't care what you say. She cares how you say it. You can spit out all the compliments in the world. You can memorize every red pill. Quote, rehearse the perfect lines. Buy her flowers. Tell her you're confident. But if your energy doesn't match it, she won't believe a damn thing. Why? Because women don't judge you based on logic. They judge you based on vibe. And here's her hidden weakness. She's wired to follow a man's energy, not his promises, not his sweet talk, his presence, his tone, his control of the room. That's why a man who says little, but owns the space he's in, gets more attention than the one who won't shut up trying to impress her. If your energy screams insecurity, No script can save you. If your tone is nervous, your body language weak, and your presence non-existent, she tunes out instantly. But if you're grounded, calm, and certain in who you are, she feels it in her gut. You can literally say less and have more impact. Action steps. 1. Train your voice to project calm authority. Speak slower. Lower your tone, not to fake it, but to ground yourself in confidence. No need to rush. Let silence work in your favor. A calm, deliberate voice signals control. It says, "I'm not here to impress you. I'm already solid." 2. Master eye contact. Don't dart your eyes around like you're guilty. Don't stare like a maniac either. Hold her gaze with relaxed confidence. Let her feel your calm intensity. When you break eye contact, do it on your terms. Slow, intentional. Eye contact isn't about dominance. It's about certainty. 3. Control your space and posture. How you stand matters. Stand tall, shoulders back, feet planted like you belong. No fidgeting, no twitching, no hiding. When you move, do it with purpose. Command the space, not with noise, but with stillness. Your presence should speak before you do. Remember this, words are cheap. Energy is currency. She can smell weakness. She can feel strength. So forget trying to talk your way into her mind. Let your energy lead her instinct. Because in the game of attraction, your vibe is the loudest voice in the room. Hidden weakness. 8. They'll hide their past, but it always matters. Here's something most men are too afraid to say out loud. So I will. A woman's past matters. And the fact that society tells you it doesn't, that's part of the trap. Women know this. They know a high body count turns off high-value men. They know a string of toxic exes isn't a good look. They know their wild phase isn't something they can brag about to a man with options. So what do? They hide it, downplay it, rewrite it. You'll hear, "It was just a phase. That was a long time ago. He was crazy. I was young." Translation: she doesn't want to be judged for choices that would instantly disqualify you if the roles were reversed. And here's her hidden weakness. She knows that her past behavior reflects her true values. That's why she avoids talking about it. Not because it's irrelevant, because it reveals. You're not a bad man for wanting to know who you're really dealing with. You're not insecure for having standards. You're just not naive. And that's what separates you from the men who get blindsided later. Action steps. 1. Vet her actions, not her words. Forget what she says. Watch what she does. Is she still friends with her ex? Still partying every weekend? Still attention-seeking online? That tells you more than any speech about how she's changed. People reveal themselves through patterns, not promises. 2. Set standards around behavior and lifestyle. You're allowed to expect loyalty. You're allowed to want a woman who respects herself. You're allowed to walk away from someone who brings baggage you didn't pack. This isn't about control. It's about selecting a woman who aligns with your future. 3. Don't wife up red flags. If she hides details, dodges questions, or tells you the past doesn't matter, pay attention. That's not maturity. That's concealment. You're not judging her. You're protecting your mission. The woman beside you should elevate your path, not sabotage it with unresolved chaos. The past always matters, not because people can't grow, but because most never do. So stop ignoring the signs. Stop falling for the words. Look at the history. Read the patterns. Protect your future. Hidden weakness. 9. They want to be chosen, not to do the choosing. Here's the final truth. Most guys will never understand. Women don't want to chase. They want to be chosen. Despite what the movies tell you, despite the equality messaging, despite the rise of the boss babe era, most women are still hardwired to want a man they look up to, a man they admire, a man they must earn. And that's the hidden weakness. She doesn't want to be the one doing the selecting. She wants to be selected by a man she sees as high value. The second you start chasing, over-pursuing, or seeking her approval, the game is lost. Why? Because you flipped the polarity. You became the needy one, the one trying to impress. And women don't chase men they respect. They chase men they can't quite have. Let's be real. The more you pedestalize her, the faster she gets bored. The more you orbit her, the faster she ignores you. The moment she feels like you need her more than she needs you, she's gone. Action steps. 1. Focus on mission over women. Your life isn't about chasing females. It's about building your kingdom. Your mission comes first. Your purpose is the priority. And women, they're either aligned with that path or irrelevant to it. A man obsessed with growth, purpose, and vision is magnetic because he's not distracted. He's disciplined. 2. Have abundance. Never pedestalize. Stop acting like she's the only one. You are the prize, not her. When you believe in your value, you naturally radiate abundance. You don't overtext, over-explain, or over-pursue. You don't beg, you lead, and she either keeps up or gets left behind. 3. Let her qualify herself to you. Ask yourself, is she worthy of my time, energy, and leadership? Make her invest. Make her earn your attention. This isn't arrogance, it's standards. High-value men don't just accept any woman, they choose wisely. And the right woman won't be offended by that. She'll rise to meet the challenge. So stop trying to win her over. Make her win you over. Because deep down, she doesn't want the guy who tries the hardest. She wants the guy who doesn't have to. Now you know the truth. 9 hidden weaknesses women will never admit because they use them every single day. And the more you understand female nature, the more power you take back. This isn't about control. It's not about bitterness. It's about waking up and refusing to be another man who gets played, ghosted, or used like a doormat. Because make no mistake, ignorance is expensive. It costs you your confidence, your peace, your time, your future. You've seen the signs. You've felt the confusion. You've been lied to by media, by culture, by people who want you soft and submissive. But now, you don't get to pretend anymore. If you're tired of being weak, tired of simping, tired of falling for the same games, then it's time to rise up. Hit like, smash subscribe, and stop living like a man who doesn't know his worth. Because knowledge is nothing without action. And if you don't move now, you'll stay stuck. So choose power, choose purpose, choose truth, and most of all, choose to become the man she can't manipulate. Now get to work.